Yan guys, good morning! Good morning madlang people! Mabuhay ang umaga! Mabuhay ang Sanulyan Santa Maria High School! Okay! Kumusta ang aking mga estudyante, ang aming mga minamahal na estudyante dito sa Sanulyan Santa Maria High School? Kumusta kayo? Ito sa araw ng Tuesday, no? May 11, yata, 10, okay? So, nandito na naman tayo sa Radio Broadcasting Education ng Sanulyan Santa Maria High School, 97.1, right? Yan. Okay. Ang ating talakayan ngayon ay, kung nandyan sa inyo ang module nyo sa Encourage Investigation, no? Sa subject na iyan. Yan ang ating tatalakayin ngayon, no? Sa ating mga estudyante dyan sa UMS 12, no? And then, ABM 12. Kunin nyo na ang inyong module. At saka ballpen, maging lapis. Siyempre, huwag masyado madami sa kape, para naman kahit papano, iwas nervyos. Okay. Alright. Yan. Nakikita ba May recording ba dyan? Nagre-read ba? Alright. Tuloy-tuloy tayo sa ating kaalaman, sa pang-araw-araw nating buhay. Dapat tayo ay matuto, lalong-lalo pag tayo ay estudyante. Okay? Sa pangunguna ng ating mahal na principal na si Engineer Belma Aguas, Doctor of Education. Yan ang ating principal, sa ating mga head teacher. Ang ating head teacher na si Ma'am Melba Canco. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat sa ating OIC head teacher. Ma'am Marieta Garilles, Ma'am Emlano, Janet Emlano, and then Ma'am Malu Estrada. Yan, tuloy-tuloy tayo sa ating talakayang sa umagang ito. Matututo tayo, kunin ng lapis, kunin ng ballpen at makinig, Maghapon tayo dito sa umagang ito ay Departamento ng Araling Panlipunan ang inyong lingkod. Ang inyong lingkod ay nabibilang sa departamentong iyan, So, ang ating tatalakayin for today, kunin niyo yung module na Citation of Review-Related Literature. Yan, maganda, Maganda ang ating topic, what is that? What does it mean? What we are expecting after we talk about it? After we discuss about the Citation of Review-Related Literature, right? So, of course, what we expect, we are able to define as such, and also what is the importance of the review-related literature? Yan, and of course, I'm gonna give you an example of the literatures as your reference, as your citation. Yan, as your citation. Okay. So, ano nga ba itong review-related literature, right? Handa na ba mga kapatid, mga anak, mga minamahal na mga anak dyan, Ang pagyakap mula sa mga kaguruan ng Sanulyan Santa Maria High School sa inyong lahat ay hindi na aalis. Alright, Nariyan lamang ang inyong mga kaguruan dito sa Sanulyan Santa Maria High School. Tuloy-tuloy ang ating aralin, tuloy-tuloy ang ating edukasyon sa larangan ng pakikipag talastasan, sa usaping module na yan, sa pakikipag-ugnayan, sa pag-aaral sa ating module, right? So, babalikan natin, ano nga ba yung review-related literature? Sabi dito, karamihan ng mga researchers, ay ito ang kanilang basihan. Basihan nila sa kanilang research or case study, maging sa kanilang survey. Assume that you have your research topic or thesis topic or title to your thesis. So, of course, you must give a citation. Bakit citation? For an example, because the related review literatures is there is a person who has a case or right to give their says or their research as what they found. because they are the right person about the situations or the facts, whatever gives, no, to the researcher. Yan ang mahalaga dyan, no? Hindi yung si researcher just to give an opinion about his research. But of course, you must always have a citation, you must always have a basis, you must always have an idea coming from the person who is an expert of a certain case that you are studying or research. For an example, for an instance, no? Let me give you this an example for you to easy to understand. No? In the other hand, no, example that in the role of court there is a judge, right? And there is a attorney or abogado. Of course, for any argumentation or cross-examination or debate inside in the role of court, for an end of the prosecutor or plaintiff, no, or defendant, for their end, they must cite an article for their argument as the basis of the arguments, no. So why they must cite an article? Because the judge, no, the judge will give a conviction, no. How the judge can give a conviction? Of course, because of the article being cited of the attorney of the defendant or the plaintiff. So that's the article is the basis in the arguments. Going to our topic, the same as the situation, the same the substance but different the form, that the researcher is the lawyer or defendant or defendant as the case may be, and then the panelist is in character of the judge. So in order the panelist believe to the defendant or the researcher, alright, defendant is the lawyer, the researcher in the case may be of this defense of your thesis or your research. In order the researchers, the panelists believe to him, the researcher must cite also a literature. Okay? In a court, the lawyer must cite also an article. In research, the researcher must cite also the literature. In order the panelists will believe or convince on his part, no, for any research being presented before to him. That's the very important. So that is why we have the review-related literatures. And as you observe in politics, no, there are a commentary coming from senators, coming from the presidents, or whatever, no, the people who is in the government. Alright, if you observe that they keep saying or give a statement that really their basis is their what they read about the literature. That's the essence of your being as a professionalism. Why do you do that? The citations of the review-related literatures in your research. Of course, for an authenticity that you are giving a credit to the original author of the research before you. That is why we have the second researcher, primary researcher, and you have the third one as a researchers of a subject matter. So it's easy like that. So that is why you must cite, no, those in most probably ahead before you in doing such research. That's the citation given for the authenticity. Next one is to avoid your research plagiarism. As we all know that the plagiarism, that is the illegal matters. Now you know. Alright, yan So it's easy for you to understand that the literature is very important on the part of the case study or the researcher, because that is the citation being cited of the researchers in order the panelists, affirm to your study. Alright, even in the thesis, and research, that's how easy as like that. We do that because in order for us to avoid the plagiarism, copy-paste, Kasi yung totoong may sulat niya, pwede kang sampa ng kaso, Iabla. Ayan, okay. So, what you are going, what must be familiarized on your part as a researcher? At of course, you must know basically you must know the formative of the citations. That is why you must not forget the first criterion, that you must emphasize the author's name in citing the research. The next one is you must write on your research the title books. As simple as like that. AML man yan or EPA, as what I have observed, that you must also, in AML, no date of publication, but in EPA, American Psychological Association, that there is a year of publication. Always remember, in the example of the citation, Ma'am, nag-record pa siya? Oh, may kulay red, sir, ma'am? Okay. So, always remember the format that I give to you. In AML, what is the important is the author of the books and also the what is this? The page number. And page number of the citation that you want to emphasize. But AML, that is LMA, and EPA, American Psychological Association, I forgot the complete sentence about the AML, or I forgot that. But in EPA, you must emphasize the author's name, the years of publication, and then the names of the book, and also the page, the range of page that you want to emphasize. That's in EPA. So, if you want to know very much, you try to revisit your module for you to get what I mean about the formative in citation. Sometimes that the sentence, that being narrative of the primary researchers or secondary researchers, is the first being written. And after the narrative of that, ending is the citation, which means the name of the authors, alright, and also the page of the range of the page that you want to emphasize. That's it. Alright. So we know already the formative of the citation, that what I'm discussing to you right now about the APA, right? So what is the importance of the citation? Of course, so we done all of it in order to avoid the plagiarism. Alright, okay, the authenticity. I always saying it repeatedly. So let's go on to the sources that you are going to cite or to find for you to get the related review literature. I would like to recommend to you EBSCON, and then the next one is the academia. And then we have the books, we have the magazine, we have the journals, we have the links, okay, in platform. So, there are also technicalities in acknowledging about the resources. Kung saan mo pinagkukuha yan. mayroon din tayo dyan. Try to visit my page, no? Sa channel ko. You will find it in my name, okay? Yung emphasize niyan. So, yan ang mga importante dyan, guys, ha? Natututo tayo sa mga bagay na ginagawa natin ganyan because research is easy for us if you know the theory, no, given to us, no, we must study first the theory before we are going to do it in reality. So now we know the review related literature. As what I said, the RRL, you know, in fact, the RRL, if you remember the theory of theoretical framework, sometimes this is almost the same. Kaya maybe when you are in the higher level, tertiary, so at least you have an idea that RRL and conceptual theory is almost the same. That is why, if you remember, the RRL will be illustrated by the conceptual framework. If you remember that. But the problem is that, you know, even me and my part, when I'm studying about this research, I am really confused. What is difficult on my part is how I'm going to start in making a title for my thesis. That's very difficult on my part. Right? Ayan, okay. So, of course, guys, maybe next our lecture, we are going to talk about how you are going to make a title for your thesis, and then what you are going to be considered. Alright. Okay, generally speaking, that this must be your reference or your perspective, your imagination, generally speaking, about, let's say, example, online selling. Okay, I want to make a research or thesis about the online selling. That is generally speaking, right? So, about what particular specific in online selling? Example, marketing. So, that's the very important, from general to specific. Ayan, we are going to study about the title. The title of your research, investigation, etc., or the thesis. So now, before the end of our lecture, at least we learned about the RRL or theoretical framework. Yan. When already, is very important in your research in order for you to avoid for the plagiarism and recognizing of the original one as an author of the research before you, because maybe you are third person who studied of it, and you must acknowledge the primary and then the secondary. Ayan, okay mga anak, aaralin natin ang mga bagay-bagay na ayan, sana pag-aralan natin sa susunod. Ang tabayanan, ang paano magawa ng title, ano yung guide to how to make a title in your research. Alright? So, ito na naman yung mga araw na ito na minsan ayaw kong mangyari sa mga oras na ito, yung nagpapaalam ako, no? Gusto ko, nandito lagi ako, nakikipagkwentuhan sa inyo mga anak. Ang pag-aaral, ang kasagutan sa ating kahirapan. Lalo na kasagutan kung ano ang katanungan. Yan! Okay, amazing Ito ang inyong lingkod na si Teacher Nelson. Sa mga oras na ito, nag-iwan ng salitang, ingat. Parang si John Lloyd. Okay, susunod na ang ating radio broadcaster for today. I think, Ma'am, sino siya? Nag-eyes to eyes sila. Basta tabayanan nyo, it's either Ma'am Pabilla or Ma'am Mayumi. Ang inyong lingkod na si Sir Nelson, Teacher Nelson, narito na po sa mga oras na ito. Tapos na naman ang ating talakayan sa usaping ng III Encourage Investigation, topic na RRL o Review Related Literature. Mabuhay! Hanggang sa muli! Good morning, babush!
Nagpapabatupik kami.